to Blackbird Writers Presents. I am Tracey S. Phillips, and today I am talking with C.B. Wilson. C.B. is an author and a gemologist and an animal advocate. As a graduate from the Gemological Institute of America, C.B. enjoys sharing her passion for discovering lost, stolen, and missing gems. Her new Gem Hunter series features smart and funny detective Taylor Hunter and her diamond dog, Glimmer, who is a sweet long-haired dachshund. C.B. Wilson is an animal lover at heart and believes that every animal deserves to find its forever home. Well, who doesn't, right? um, but I love the fact that you have adoptable pets at all of your appearances. That is so cool. Today we are discussing her newest book, The Fire Diamond, which is filled with intrigue, animal antics, twins, and a missing priceless diamond. Welcome, CB.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Tracey. It's such a pleasure to speak with you.
Yeah, this
And
is great. Go
super.
ahead.
Well, I absolutely love the opportunity to talk about dogs and gems. So this is just a mix. This is a great day all the way around.
I'm going to ask you later on about the adoptable pets at your interviews, because I think that is such a really wonderful thing that you're doing there. But so what inspired you to write this new series, the Gem Hunters series?
Well, my original series, Barkview, was written for my mom. And it was inspired by her. So my mother is basically a couch potato, and she ended up adopting a Jack Russell Terrier, which, if you know anything about the breed, they are just so chock full of energy. It's ridiculous. And it was a very bad fit. So for 14 years, this Jack Russell ran circles around all of us, and we didn't really know what to do with it because we were probably more suited to have a white fluffy dog or a Cavalier King Charles or something of that sort. So what I ended up writing the Barkview series about was educating people on the different traits of the dogs. So you
Oh,
have a fun mystery that you can read, while it's the dog's traits that actually help the heroine solve the mysteries. And that was really done specifically to help people understand to choose your right dog. Well, I got to the end of the series, which I have to admit, book 9, is it over? I'm going to leave that door open because there may be another Barkview book coming. But the Gem Hunters was always my passion. As a gemologist, I love jewelry. I love the history of jewelry and talking about it. It just really inspires me very much. So this story really came from me. And a lot of people who have read the book do say that they see me in this series more so than they did in the original one.
oh, that's cool. Yeah, and you do put a lot of your knowledge about gemstones, the different facets, different things that you see in gemstones. And so how many books do you plan to write in this one? Do you know?
I'm going to keep that door open because I'm one of those writers that, as long as the characters are talking to me and saying there's still more to tell, the series will continue.
Cool.
But I can
Cool.
tell you for sure we have 2 more coming, and I'm writing the 3rd one now and have an idea for a 4th at this point. So no matter what, we're going to end up with at least 3 or 4.
That's wonderful. So let's talk about The Fire Diamond, which is the first book in the series. This one starts out with the Peak Diamond, which is a famous diamond. It has gone missing. And the rare and priceless diamond is the main attraction of a small mining town in Arizona, right?
That is correct. Yes. It's in the Cave Creek area just outside of Phoenix. Now, technically, there were no diamonds discovered in this particular mining area. However, the way the story lays it out is there was a real question about whether this stone really was discovered in Arizona or it was brought in from some historic mine in the past.
Is it a
Um,
real diamond then?
it is not, but a fire
Okay.
diamond is an orange diamond, which is what this is, and that's why it's called the fire diamond, which
Okay.
kind of made sense in the story. As
Right. Yeah. And so your sleuth, Taylor Hunter, and her dog Glimmer, set off to solve the case of this missing diamond with her sister, Hope. So, can you set the mystery up for our viewers?
Well, poor Hunter went to a party, a centennial celebration, and she gets a call very early the next morning that the Peak Diamond has been stolen. Well, of course, what she finds out as she starts getting involved in this is that the diamond has been replaced by a fake. So that's an indication that something very strange is going on, because it's a town now that's chock full of international diamond brokers that came for the celebration when the Peak Diamond was out. And of course, her sister's fingerprints are on the diamond, and her sister's fingerprints are also at the location of where one of these diamond brokers is murdered. Well, now, as we start moving into the story, you do also learn that Hunter's father is a world-class jewel thief. And
I love this backstory.
And the type of theft that this was is right in his wheelhouse. So she's wondering, am I tracking my dad?
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about his backstory, because I thought that was really fascinating. It gave a lot of depth to her character.
Well, she ends up, her mother marries this gentleman who's just incredibly debonair. He's a Frenchman and runs off to France. And where the next time you see the sisters is they're 5 years old and they are dropped off at their grandparents, and that's it. Their mom has been killed, and dad's on the run. And girls, both twins, find out that their father is a world-class jewel thief when they're 16 years old. And that's it. That's all you hear about dad, and they haven't seen him, not since they were 5 years old.
So, yeah, that makes it really interesting because now her family is involved in this heist.
And of course, her grandmother owns an estate jewelry shop, which she has willed to the two girls. Hunter's history is also very interesting. Yeah. She was always interested in diamonds. She seems to have gotten whatever the little bug is that her dad was. Now, remember, her and her sister are named after diamonds. Hunter is Taylor from the Taylor diamond, so the Taylor Burton diamond, and of course everybody knows the Hope diamond. So her sister's name is Hope. So they have diamonds in their blood, and Hunter ends up working for De Beers. She realizes that as her father being a jewel thief, that there is not a single government agency that's going to employ her to work with diamonds. So she goes the route of private industry. And her education and her past, you will actually find out a lot more about what she did in Africa in book 2 and book 3. Book 1 is really an introduction to the family and how the family deals with the fact that that dad's a really bad boy.
But the other star of this book is Glimmer. And so she's a diamond tracking dachshund. I never even knew that was a thing, that dogs could smell diamonds.
Well, it is. In Africa, they use these dogs to actually find the veins where the kimberlite is. Now, in Africa, basically the terrain requires a larger dog. So it's usually a German Shepherd or another scent hound of some sort. Well, when I was starting to write this book, I realized that it was going to be an international adventure, and I needed a dog that could fit in the seat underneath the seat in front of you. So a German Shepherd wasn't going to fly. So I picked the only scent hound that was small enough to fit underneath the seat in an airplane. Basically, because if you think about it, dachshunds are badger dogs. They were bred to go into holes and dig out badgers. Now, intuitively, and I did speak to some experts on scent dogs who said, well, yeah, of course a dachshund could do the job. I'm like, yay. Otherwise, it would have been more challenging getting this dog traveling all over the world.
Right. So Glimmer has a personality that's a lot bigger than she is.
Don't tell her that.
Oh.
Glimmer is a pupfluencer. if you can believe it. And this happened truly by accident. When Fire Diamond first came out, I ended up with a dachshund rescue that called me and said, she needs to come out and visit with our group. I took the dog out to meet other dachshunds at a dachshund event, and lo and behold, she became an Instagram dog.
Wow.
And I laugh because I do many things with Glimmer that help the community as much as we can. Because at the end of the day, I'm a big believer in supporting animal rescue and believing that dogs or any animal is part of our lives and should be.
Yeah. And well, you're going to have to explain to the viewers why she isn't doing a cameo here today, because I know they're dying to see her like I am.
Well, my apologies for that, but believe it or not, she had another date today.
Oh,
And I went, oh, okay. Glimmer is actually a very good friend of mine's dog.
yeah. Yeah. We would love to see her. So maybe you can send me a picture of her to add to the promo for this event as well.
I'm happy to do that. I probably have 1,000. Which one
Oh,
would you like? I won't send all 1,000, I promise.
okay.
And Glimmer does also really like to dress up. So the picture I'll send you will be Glimmer in her Western attire, which is a pink cowboy hat with diamonds around the rim and this little vest that has little sparkles.
Oh my gosh. That is so sweet.
The third book is the Ice Diamond, and is going to take place in an ice hotel in Quebec City. So of course she now has boots with little fur on it and a little puffy pink.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't found earmuffs yet, or I'd show you a picture. But as soon as I get her little earmuffs, because otherwise she's not going to be happy.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I think that's excellent promo because everybody loves dog pictures.
Yes. And she carries it off so well.
Uh, um, so this new series also takes you back to your gemology roots. Did you ever imagine that you were going to that your studies would lead you to a career in mystery writing?
Yes, it was
You
actually by design. And
really?
when I started the first series, the Barkview series, I couldn't help myself. In book 3, Shepherded to Death, I introduce a diamond that has a very interesting history. Kind of maybe connected to Russian royalty, maybe connected to royalty elsewhere. I don't know. Anyway, so book 3 starts the look for the Douglas diamond, and this diamond is a match to the Shepherd diamond, which is really a diamond in the Smithsonian at this time, except there's no history. This diamond was traded in 1952 for other diamonds, so just traded. So there's no history on this. So of course we had to create a history for it with a matching diamond, which is the Douglas diamond, which was lost in 1922. And that then goes into book 5, which is, book 4, which is Doodle to Death, where it's a hunt they have to solve the mystery from 1922 to solve the current mystery. And then, of course, they find the Douglas diamond in the 5th book, which is Corgi to Death.
Oh my gosh, that is so
So,
cool.
so it's just something I had to do. And I love to educate about jewelry. I mean, a lot of people are very into the bling. They enjoy the sparkle of it. And you know what? The emotional appeal of jewelry to me is something that's always been interesting. And I love sharing that because it makes for a really fun heist when you've got something that's really worth having.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. Um, and many other elements of this book would have demanded my full attention on research to write it, like the cave scenes and that kind of thing. Have you ever been in a mine shaft?
Absolutely. I promise you, with any book that you read of mine, they are 100% accurate in terms of the research. And I will have experienced everything that you read. The scuba diving scenes in the Barkview books are all real. I am a scuba diver. My husband and I did it for years. And I like to bring it together because I can really make it alive, bring it alive. On the mine tour, my husband and I went down to Tombstone, Arizona, And we went to Bisbee, where the big mines are, and they do tours and behind the scenes types of projects. And that's usually what I do is I'll go down in advance, take a behind the scenes tour of the whatever it is that I'm researching. In the book 3 on the ice diamond, I just came back from a 5-day trip to Quebec City, to the Ice Hotel in Quebec City, and I have to tell you that was quite amazing. So it's the things that I learn along the way. I love to share it and to bring it to life as best that I can, and I hope that the descriptions make the reader feel like they were there also, because that's what it's about. It's your
Yeah,
imagination taking you on a journey, and the
right.
more real I can make that journey, for me, it's experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that you use your personal experiences then to help you write it. That's amazing.
Well, it's the fun part, that's for sure. And I promise any book that I write, you will walk away learning something, because that's important to me to do that. That it's not just a little romp or an adventure. It really is something you walk away with something. Go, wow, I didn't know that. And in
Yeah.
the fire diamond, I hope that you walk away with an understanding of the difference between a natural diamond and a man-made diamond.
Yeah, I was a little unclear about that. Can you explain briefly about how they make a fake one?
Well, basically, the way a diamond is formed in the earth, it's
Right.
carbon
Under
under
pressure.
pressure. Well, taking carbon molecules and putting it under pressure under controlled situation is actually something we can do now. And that is, so if you're actually trying to look at the diamond, there's no way to tell just by touching it or feeling it that is a man-made diamond. The only way you can tell is because it's too perfect.
Mm.
When you're dealing with diamonds in nature, it's an accident of nature, which means the flaws are actually the important part of what it is. You know, everyone says, I want a flawless diamond. You really don't.
Right.
You really want a diamond that has something in it that shows that it really was created in the earth by just some wonderful freak of nature.
It gives it personality.
And I find that diamonds talk to you if you take the time to look at them, and that's the one that you should get, is the one that says, take me home, I mean something to you. My engagement ring was pretty much that. I had sat down in front of I think it was stones laid out. I think there were 20 of them in front of me to choose the stone, and I went with the stone that talked to me, which was very interesting. It was very different than what I thought I wanted when I walked in the room.
Cool. Are you sensitive to other crystals? Do you feel crystal energies and that kind of thing? I mean, that's kind of a very new agey question to ask.
And it's true. Yes, absolutely. There are certain stones that talk to me. I like pink stones, pink sapphires are something. Now, my own personal jewelry collection, one of these days I'll take out for you if you like. But it's really collecting pieces. It's pieces that mean something to me.
Right.
And when I go on a vacation, I want to bring home the red stones from, let's see, red amber from Russia. I mean, everybody's
Okay.
got the yellow amber, but the red is more unusual. It's more rare. And that was what I brought back from Russia, because I felt that it was just fun.
That's cool. So you have a little novella, The Flash Diamond, which is kind of a locked room mystery that is connecting your two series. Can you tell readers a little bit about that and maybe why they should read that one to get them into the new Gem Hunter series?
Well, I wrote the Flash Diamond for a specific reason. That is that the Barkview series, uh, which is about a cat person trying to decide if there's a right dog for her, um, it's very much a pure cozy mystery.
Hmm.
So it takes place in a small town. It has the regular cast of characters involved in it, and the Gem Hunters really pushes the rules of cozy. It's more an adventure at the end of the day. It does have cozy elements to it, but
Yeah,
there are parts of that you're going to be sitting in your seat going, which you don't get that in a cozy mystery. So
right.
what I wanted to do was introduce my cozy readers to the heroine of the new series, is to
Hmm.
really say, this is who she is, and if you'd like to follow her, please do, is kind of why I wrote the story. And I set this book with, now this is an international recovery person. So what Hunter does for a living is recover stolen jewelry for insurance companies, which is not necessarily a cozy mystery theme. But I wanted you to meet her. So the person from Barkview hires Hunter to find the flash diamond, which is a stolen in Barkview, which is the cozy mystery town. So it's not so much an adventure as more as a character sketch, I think, more than anything else.
Oh, there's a good mystery there, though. I read that one.
Uh,
I think it's
well,
good.
that is one of the nice things about a locked room, because that's definitely a whodunit.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I love the why on that one. How that one came together was I am absolutely a pantser, and the characters talk to me. They tell me how they want to solve it. And boy, let me tell you, when you write a scene and Hunter disagrees, she's quite loud. No, I will not do that. So we rewrite, because that's the way
Oh,
it
wow.
works.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm definitely a pantser too, but it sounds like you're kind of like me. You know your characters so well that you know who you're writing. Like
Well,
they're your best
sometimes,
friend.
sometimes I think I do, and then she tells me otherwise.
Oh, that's
But I'm
great.
also the person that has absolutely no idea who did it until the last chapter. And I think that makes for an interesting read, because if you know in chapter 3, I don't
Yeah,
know how you know.
right, right. And then, it's not as exciting to read the end if you think you know already, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And when I'm writing too, it's hard for me sometimes to know who did it until you get to that scene and then you're like, "Oh, wow."
I love that moment. And I think that's why I enjoy writing
Yeah.
so much, because it's that the aha moment, even as
Yeah.
a writer, is still there. And I
Yeah.
remember reading Nancy Drew books, and honestly, how I got started writing mysteries was so many years ago, because I was reading a Nancy Drew book and I had to rewrite the ending because Carolyn Keene just got it wrong.
Oh.
And of course, I knew that at 13.
Yeah. Well, I gosh, I wouldn't tell her that.
No, I never did.
Good.
But it was funny
Cool.
because in the book 9 in the Barkview series, which is the puppy to death, which takes place in Hawaii, I actually have an alternative ending to it, because I wrote it the one ending, and I'm telling you, Kat didn't like the ending. So I said, all right. So I fixed it, and now there's 2. So you can pick which ending you like on the on the puppy to death book.
Oh, that's fun. That makes it really fun.
Well, I think that one of them was what I wanted the ending to be, and one of them actually made more sense. So
Oh, have you ever read one of those books where you choose the how the story goes?
I did. And I think maybe I was dreaming that when I wrote Puppy to Death, because that's exactly what I did. You can really choose whichever way you want to go on.
Yeah, that's cool. I wanted to go back to the animals for adoption at your events. So, where mostly do you do live events?
Well, I do Barnes and Noble, and I do a lot of dog rescue events,
Mm-hmm.
where they have dogs being adopted, and I'll have a booth there. So those are right on the list. I try to do one a month or so, and I live in Phoenix, so summertime is a little difficult. So usually I'll be in San Diego at that point, doing that. But I will invite dogs to a Barnes and Noble signing, or if we do just other types of book signings that are book related, as long as they allow dogs, which I'm finding at some of the events they don't. And I was quite surprised with that. But
Yeah.
when I sign at a bookstore, that's my number one question. I won't sign at the bookstore if they don't allow dogs.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, because you have a mascot. And
Well, and honestly, Glimmer doesn't come a lot to those types of
okay.
signings. It's usually I try to bring dogs that are up for adoption. When I wrote the Labrador book, I kind of did a joint venture with Labrador Rescue. And so everything for that book during that entire year-long promotion of it were Labradors, that a Labrador rescue that was involved in it. And we adopted many dogs, and I hear from those readers all the time about how happy they are with the choice that they made,
Oh,
which
that's great.
was an interesting book for me, Labrador, because it's about a real live bat dog, it's Champ, who actually works for the Durham Bulls. And that was great. It was a different type of book for me to write, was
Yeah.
about a real dog, about baseball. And our goal at that book was really to get more bat dogs. We want them called up to the major leagues. So if anybody with your group would like to help us, we have a sign up for you where we're trying to get a petition going to the Major League Baseball folks saying, come on, call these bat dogs up to the majors. They deserve it. They're athletes.
Oh, that's cool. If you have a link for that, we can add it to the text at the bottom of your interview so that any of our listeners can feel free to fill that out for you.
And we would love to have your help. I promise you, these bat dogs work like you wouldn't believe.
That's so cool. Um, so where can readers find you and your books?
Well, for the Barnview series, I'm exclusively on Amazon. So it is Kindle Unlimited and also available for purchase, the book on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
On the Gem Hunters, it's wide. So it's available everywhere. It's in Barnes and Noble, you name it, it's there, Apple.
Uh-huh.
And I'm
Great.
working
And
on audio now for it. So I think what I will do is release book 1 and book 2 in audio together on Hunter. I had a really hard time finding a voice for Hunter. I think it's been at least 100 odd editions on this one. And
wow.
she's just a very interesting person, a little bit more rough, I think. And I wanted someone who you could listen to and say, yeah, I believe that she worked in Africa. And she is the person who can stand up and just do what's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And your website, I know we're going to have it there, but go ahead and tell the viewers.
cbwilsonauthor.com.
Great. So, I think you had a surprise to show us.
I do. So what came out today is the cover for book 2 for I'm sorry, yeah, book 2 in the Gem Hunter series. Can you see it okay? It's a
Yes.
water diamond. And this will
Wow.
release on June the 2nd. This is a story about a duet, which are like 2 bracelets if you break it apart and you put them together to create a necklace. Art Deco, starts at the Wrigley Mansion in Phoenix and ends, as you can probably tell by the Catalina Casino, at the Wrigley Mansion in Catalina, California.
Oh,
So
wow.
this one is super fun. I had a ball writing it, and I can't wait for it to release. It's a whodunit where I promise you're never going to know whodunit on this one.
Cool. Did you show the cover for the Fire Diamond? I don't
Oh,
think we got
sorry
that
about
up there
that.
too. Yeah.
And Fire
There it
Diamond,
is. Oh, and look at there's little
there's
Glimmer.
Glimmer. There will actually be a cover change on the Fire Diamond coming up because this is more of a cozy cover.
Yeah.
This book series is truly more of an adventure. So the Fire Diamond new cover is actually, I think, up on Amazon right now, but it's been fun actually trying to rethink the
Yeah.
marketing on it.
That's cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, CB. This has been a fantastic chat, and I know people are going to love your books.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the chance to chat with you. It's always fun to talk about dogs and mysteries. I mean, what else is there? And diamonds. Wait, let's add that.
And fancy jewelry.
Okay,
Yes.
you got me.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.